The verdict is out in Australia's infamous mushroom murder case. The trial that captured the attention of the world concluded this week with a clear verdict: guilty. A jury found that Erin Patterson had lured her estranged husband's relatives to lunch and poisoned them using a unique weapon: death cap mushrooms. Evidence released by the court shows Patterson tried to deceive the investigators. But first, let's recall the murder and how it all happened. As we told you in an earlier episode, it all began with a family lunch in a small town in Australia. On July 29, 2023, in Victoria's town, Erin Patterson invited her estranged husband, Simon, and members of his family to her home for lunch. She told them she had a health issue to discuss, and this was meant to be a gesture of goodwill and reconciliation. Simon backed out at the last moment, but 4 members of his family went. His parents Dawn and Gail Patterson, his aunt Heather Wilkinson, and her husband Ian. Now for lunch they were served beef Wellington. Just hours after the meal, all 4 guests fell violently ill. Diarrhea, vomiting, liver failure. The symptoms pointed to poisoning from death cap mushrooms. Dawn, Gail, and Heather were dead within days. But Ian survived, although he had to spend nearly 2 months in the hospital. Now the incident invited suspicions and a police probe. Forensic investigation found traces of death cap mushrooms in the leftovers. Now, Erin told the police she used mushrooms from a grocery store but could not provide the receipts. She said that she too fell ill but didn't go to the hospital. And her children, who had a separate meal that day, were unharmed. On November 2nd, 2023, police arrested Erin and charged her with 3 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder. Her trial began on May 30 this year, drawing attention from all over the world. She pleaded not guilty to all counts, with the defense saying that it was all just a terrible accident. Patterson claimed that she too fell ill after eating the mushrooms, but she left the hospital against medical advice. Footage released by the court after the trial showed Erin leaving the hospital on July 31st, 2 days after the incident. Now, the jury was told that days after the lunch, she had discarded a food dehydrator used to dry the mushrooms. Another footage showed her stopping at a service station a day after the ill-fated lunch. Patterson claimed she went into the toilet to dispose of the soiled tissues after she made an emergency roadside stop to relieve herself. But there is a detail in this case that is very important. Before her death, one of the victims, Heather Wilkinson, had mentioned that Erin ate from a different colored plate than the rest of her guests. The prosecutor also alleged that Erin traveled to 2 areas where sighting of death cap mushrooms was reported on a website. They claim that the location details from her phone show that she in fact went there. The death cap mushroom, or Amanita phalloides, is believed to be responsible for 9 out of every 10 mushroom poisoning deaths. Just 1 mushroom can kill an adult. They are said to taste pleasant and look similar to edible mushrooms that are used in cooking. From the look, feel, and taste of a death cap mushroom, it is hard for someone who has eaten one to even know that they in fact have been poisoned. As the trial went on, more details emerged about Erin. Friends described her as a well-known true crime buff, joining a Facebook group to chew over details of infamous Australian murders. The jury was told that Patterson had a reputation of a bit of a super sleuth. Patterson in fact maintained that it was nothing more than a terrible accident, but the jury did not agree. Confronted with countless hours of intricate expert testimony, it took the jury a week to find Patterson guilty of triple murder. The verdict delivered the climax of a trial that the world was watching very closely. centered on one of the most unexpected murder weapons.